Hello, welcome to the 3.4 day one. Today we're going to convert angle measures between degrees and radians. Now you should all know what degrees are, but radians is a new way to measure angles. What 1 radian is it's the distance in between an angle. If we put the radius on an arc, so where your arc length is equal to your radius. So if this blue line is the same distance as AC, the arc AC, the distance here is going to, that measure is called 1 radian. So radian measure, if we want to figure out how many radians, we take the arc length and divide it by the radius. So if we went back to this previous problem, if I had something out here, and I said this whole thing was 20, and this length is 15, this radian would be 20 divided by 15, or 1.3 repeating. So that angle would be 1⅓ radians. So if the arc length is 3 and the radius is 2, the radian measure is going to be 3/2, or 1.5. Now, 360 degrees, we want to figure out how many radians that is. Well, 360 degrees is all the way around a circle. So how many times will one arc length that's the same as the radius wrap around a circle? Well, we know a whole circle is 2 pi times the radius. That's the distance around an entire circle. We call that the circumference. So if my radius is 1, my distance around is 2 pi. So 360 degrees is 2 pi radians. And the reason why I put in 1 is because this is the unit circle that we're dealing with. So if 360 is 2 pi, 1 pi would be 180 degrees. Now we use this ratio, or this equivalency, to make the ratio 180 over pi, or pi over 180, because these two are equivalent. This is how we can go from degrees to radians, and from radians to degrees. We take a radian measure times 180 divided by pi. We take our degree measure times pi and divide it by 180. So 90 degrees. If I wanted to find out what 90 degrees is in radians, I take 90 times pi, divide it by 180. And now I simplify this. 90 over 180 is 1/2. So this just turns into pi over 2, which is a. 80, if 80 would be 80 times pi divided by 180, we can divide by tens. Then we can divide these by 2, so it would be 4 pi over 9. 4 pi over 9 is my solution, and that's F. 150, we take 150 times pi over 180. Those would cancel out. 15 over 18, we could take out a 3, so that would be 5/6. So that would be 5 pi over 6 in radians. 144. 144 pi over 180. What goes in there evenly? I know a 4 at least. So a 4 would be 36. And a 4 goes into this 45 times. And a 9 can come out of each of those. So that would be 4/5. So this would be 4 pi over 5. All right, now if I want to switch this to degrees, it's 3 pi over 10 times 180 over pi. Now the pi's cancel out. 180 divided by 10 is 18. So we do 3 times 18, which is 54. So 54 degrees is equal to 3 pi over 10. How many degrees is this? Well, we have 8 pi over 5, multiply it by 180 over pi. These pi's cancel out. If we divide a 5 out of this, it should be 36. Hopefully I didn't just make that up. All right, yeah, that works. 36, so now I have 8 times 36. And 24, 28. So this would be 288 degrees. All right, how many degrees is in this one? 5 pi over 8. You take 5 pi over 8, multiply it by 180 over pi. These cancel out. The 8's, did I just do this? No. We can take a 2 out of each, so it's 4 over 90. You can take another 2 out. So it's 5 times 45, which is 225 over 2. So it would be 112.5. Hopefully my math is correct on that. All right, I just double checked myself. Now another way, after doing these a few times using this conversion, you'll see that the pi always cancels out and you multiply by 180. So if you just think of this equaling 180 degrees and substitute that in, you can just do 5 times 180 divided by 8, and that'll give you the answer. All right, now to do this, we need to take out our calculator. All right, and so now that your calculator's out, what we have to do is turn the mode on. Let's put this in radians. And if I do the sine of 2.1, now it will give me the answer in radians. So that's 0.8632. If I want to do the cosine of negative 1.7, you just type in cosine negative 1.7. And that answer is negative 0.1288. Cotangent of negative 1.7. Remember, cotangent is 1 over tangent. So that's negative 1.299. Now if we want to do the inverse cosine of 0.63, or negative 0.63. Now, if you think about it, negative cosine, or an inverse, the inverse cosine of a negative, we know that has to be between 90 and 180 degrees. In radians, that becomes 2.25. And if you think about it, 0, if pi is 180, pi over 2 is 3.14 divided by 2, which is 1.57. So cosine has to be over in this quadrant because that's negative. So 2.25 is a reasonable answer. Inverse sine of 0.72. Is 0.803. I can't write, but hopefully you can see that that's 0.803. All right, here's your homework for tonight. Good luck.